Hey guys, it's Mario for XCA, and I have a question for you. What would you say are the best features of your smartphone? In my case, the best features are those that I happen to use every day. So OxygenOS has a lot of features, and not many people are familiar with them. So we're going to go over the features that I personally use every day on the OnePlus 6. Now for number one, this is a feature that I use 20, 30 times a day, and that has to do with screenshots. Now, I often find myself wanting to share more than what's on display on my screen or just a portion. So that's where screenshot cropping and scrolling screenshots come in. Just taking screenshots is easier. You don't have to do the awkward double button press. You can just do a free finger swipe in order to take a screenshot. So say for example, I go back to my textbook and I want to share something funny with my boss. So I look at this guy and I do a free finger screenshot. And say I want to send him a little bit more of what I'm doing, and then I do that scrolling screenshot. I'll capture a lot more, and then I just tap, and then it ends. And I also really like this guy, so actually let's just save this guy too over here. So this is the cropping, and I can just crop this guy, and I can save him, and I can go back to the screenshot and just share with my boss real quick, real simple, bam, just like that. It works really that well, and when you do it so many times, so often, all the time, it just works perfectly. So this is one of my favorite features, precisely because I use it so much, and it's not something that reviewers always go in depth about and just how useful it is, but I personally really like it. It's my top feature for the OnePlus 6, again, because I use it every day. So for number two, we've got a set of audio features I think are really cool. So first of all, you've got the audio tuner. Now, if you plug in wire headphones, not wireless, wire headphones, then you can do the audio tuner. The audio switch allows you to choose general audio enhancement. If you got OnePlus bullets, then it's even better because you have pre-made profiles that work really well also for the icons and for this JBL headphones. And then you also have kind of these equalizer settings, so you can tune your sound to your preference, and it works really well. And the difference is significant, especially if you want to do that general enhancement of the OnePlus bullets enhancements in particular. I think that they work really well. The second feature has to do with Earphone Mode. Now this is really good. You have autoplay, which allows you to pause and resume a video when you take out or take in the headphone jack, or when you connect or reconnect Bluetooth devices. So this works really well. This is one of my favorite features. So say I take it out and then the video is paused, and then when I put it back on, it automatically resumes playing. And the same is true for the OnePlus headphones. So say I take them out, it will detect them and start playing the video again. Now say I turn them off again, boom, pauses, and then I unplug them, they turn on, and the video will resume. Now this works really well. I like it for when I'm out and about and someone approaches me on the street, or I go to a store and have to speak to a clerk or whatever. Then I can just, again, connect them like this, pause the music, and then unplug and continue going. And there's also the call information broadcast, which is really nice. In case you get a call, you'll kind of get a notification telling you who's calling you and stuff. But overall, it works really well. You get a little bit better audio and better control of your features. Then you can also use screen off gestures in order to control your music if you want to do that. But I personally find that it's much easier to just use the inline controls. So coming in number three, we've got App Locker. App Locker is really nice for those people that care a little bit more about privacy and security and stuff. It's a very thin extra layer of security that you can add to specific apps, so that people that take your phone have to go for an extra lock screen in order to access those apps. So say, for example, you have embarrassing pictures or your gallery, or you don't want just people grabbing your phone and going through your stuff, then you can set an extra lock screen that they have to bypass in order to use the app. So here, for example, 1111, and I can go through and look at my pictures, favorite them, unfavorite them, whatever, and it works just fine. You can check this out in the kind of security lock screen settings, and you can whitelist your apps from there. You can also hide notification contents. It says that it's encryption. I wouldn't trust that. I wouldn't use it for anything that is really actually sensitive. You're better off just actually using proper encryption for that kind of stuff and not keeping that stuff on your phone. But it's still a very nice extra layer of security to have, and it's mostly just for privacy. It's kind of similar to screen pinning, but a lot easier to trigger, a lot easier to access, and a lot more convenient. Another feature combo that I really like on the OnePlus 6 is double tap to wake plus face unlock. Not one, not the other, not separate, together. So if you go over to settings and you go to gestures, you're able to enable double tap to wave. But with this, you get the best of both worlds, because if you couple it with face unlock, you can enable in 0.4 seconds just by looking at the phone. It makes it so much faster. I also map my home button for double tap to screen off, and then I can just get turn my screen on and off completely through the screen, not having to use the buttons on the sides. So here's a quick demo. I turn off the screen, then I tap on the screen, and it just unlocks immediately, just like that. Boom. Just like that. No delays, no lock screen. Now if I pull my face away from the camera, and I can show you that the lock screen is still very much there. So it really does work that well and that fast, and it kind of makes this feature relevant again, which I really miss. For number 5, we got reading mode. Now this is perfect for students and people who really like news reading on their reading apps. Basically, you go to display settings, and under there you'll find reading mode. Now here you can add apps to your whitelist, so it'll kick off immediately once you open the app. You can also turn it on system-wide, but I don't recommend that because it's not really good for anything but reading apps specifically. You also have a quick toggle here, and I don't recommend that. But once you actually do enable it, and you go to a textbook, say I'm studying for a topology exam or whatever, it'll turn the screen kind of this neutral paper tone. So this is actually really good for night reading or reading in bed specifically, but just in general, it also adds kind of this text sharpening that makes it a little bit crisper, in case you're not wearing glasses. I personally always forget to wear my glasses when I'm reading something for hours on end, so this actually helps just a tiny bit. So if something weird shows up on your exam, you'll be prepared. So this is actually one of my favorite features. I personally use it every day. It's only in top 5 because it's not something that everyone might use, but some of the other features are actually more useful for everyone in general. So that's about it, guys. Those are my favorite top features that I use on my OnePlus 6 every day. A lot of these features are on the OnePlus 5, OnePlus 5T, but some of them are kind of exclusive to OnePlus 6, at least temporarily. I'll leave a few links in the description. I hope you liked the video. Like and subscribe if you liked it, and I'll see you next time.